got a shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers. As we record this, they are 13-0. By the time you hear this, they'll be preparing for a game with the Chicago Bulls in Cleveland. But I ask you, when you and I sit back down, we haven't even planned on when we're going to record next week, but when we do, will the Cavs still have a 0 in the loss column, or will they have lost by then? And I think you know the game I'm asking about. They play the Celtics in an NBA Cup game next Tuesday. I don't know if you are going to record before or after that, but how much longer will this last for Cleveland?
So I think I looked at their schedule the other day, and do you have it in front of you? Isn't it a matchup with the Hornets? So it's the Bulls and then the Hornets, I think?
Bulls, Hornets, Celtics. Are you calling it a Hornets
Bulls,
trap
Hornets,
game?
Celtics. I'm not calling it a Hornets trap game, no. I mean, man, they're playing unbelievable. Like, we already talked about Darius Garland. Donovan Mitchell's giving it to him when they need it. Evan Mobley has been awesome on both sides of the ball. He's showing some serious improvement on the offensive end, which is something you and I talked about going into the season. Jared Allen is holding it down. Yep. Even other guys that are stepping in and stepping up, Ty Jerome, Isaac Okoro, Dean Wade. Like, it feels like whoever they're putting on the floor right now, they are finding a way to just win basketball games. But I say all that to say, I mean, come on, man. Like, one of the worst teams in the NBA is the Boston Celtics when they're playing against a team that is missing a star. One of the best teams, the best team in the NBA is the Boston Celtics when they have a reason to be motivated. If the Cavs go into that game 15-0, there's no way they win that game against the Celtics. And we saw it in the playoffs last year, the way that Boston it feels like what they do offensively is just too much for the Cavs to handle. Cavs have actually had the best offensive rating in the NBA this season, better than Boston. But I really do feel like you give the Celtics a little bit of motivation, give them a reason to really be engaged from the first quarter all the way to the final buzzer, and they're going to find a way to get it done. So I do think the Cavs go into that game 15-0. I think the Celtics end that run for them.
You know what? I'm a zig while you zag. I have two options. They're either going to lose to the Hornets on Sunday, setting up another upset next week, because I think the Chiefs are going to go into Charlotte undefeated and then lose to Bryce Young and the Panthers, but we'll talk about that later on. But if they don't lose to the Hornets Sunday, I think they're going to get that win. They're going to push it out to 20, but then the Celtics are going to circle back and win, because here's how it goes. I'll read it real quick. It's Bulls, Hornets. If the Cavs beat the Celtics, they play the Pelicans, the Raptors, the Hawks twice, and then they open the month of December against Boston. So they would be 20-0 at that point. I think Boston gets them in Cleveland to make it 20-1. I think that even though the Celtics are the best team, when there's a narrative, they seem to be the worst team in the NBA Cup. When that green floor is down, the wires get crossed up and they don't perform up to the level that we are accustomed to them playing at.